Dun, 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 dun. Hello, are we in focus? You're in focus.
I couldn't tell you.
It's
Hi.
on the there we go. Hey, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to continue our deconstruction phase. We're going to cut off all the bolts on the floor, and then we're going to work on getting the ceiling out, and we'll see how it goes after that. Okay, so one of the first things we're going to do to get ceiling off is get these speakers out. And they're not very good. You don't really want to save them unless you really don't care about sound quality. You care about sound quality, don't you? Yeah, no, those are going to go. We're going to get new ones. But so in the typical non-Aries fashion, what are you laughing at? One thing I did find tricky, because I have learned as I get older that I always think I used to think that I was going to remember stuff, and then I never did, and now I just know I won't remember. So these little Ziploc freezer bags you can write labels on are really handy, although sometimes you got to be careful with the markers you use, so sometimes I put it on a piece of paper and put it inside anyway. But as we're taking out speaker screws, you can write speaker screws.
Perfect. On
that bag, and as they come out, we'll put them in there. And so label stuff and put it in separate bags to keep track in case you ever want to put it back in. And the other thing that's helpful when you're disassembling stuff is to take pictures of it before you actually do, because you won't remember. Well, maybe you will, but not many people will remember how it goes back together, just in case you want to put it back together again. So we're going to do that, and we're going to take out speakers. It's nice having that little drill with the light, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, here they come.
And then just disconnect them.
Disconnect. Like
the wires, yeah, just pull them. They're spade plugs, they just pull right off.
Huh?
Yeah, pull.
What direction?
Wiggle. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Just like that. Ready to get these trim off on the skylights. There's these little covers, and you just get a screwdriver up underneath there and just pry these little covers off, and that's it. I don't know if they're worth keeping because I'm not keeping these things anyway.
I'm getting them, but they're not really like that.
So in some buses, there are rivets holding on the ceiling. But in this bus, there are screws. You can take them out that way. And it's important to note that even though they look like Phillips heads, they're really, what works better is a square bit. If you can, so get that square bit right up in there. It tends to strip out less. Here, get that one out right there.
Taking it down. Woo!
One.
Nice! Ooh.
Yep. Moisture up there, that's why you take this stuff out.
Gross.
Yeah.
How's it not like incredibly moldy?
That's a good question.
Ugh. Dog through!
Dog through!
Look at that, there's new stuff. Wow. It kind of looks like a horror film.
Alright, so this is the child check system, sleeping child. And the way it works is once the bus driver, if you use the flashing lights at all, like the red flashers lights when you let kids off the bus, if that switch gets turned on and you open the door, then after you shut off the bus, you leave the key in the accessory position, come back here and press this button. If you don't, alarm goes off. So I gotta double check, and we'll play around with these a little bit later on. I'm gonna bet that this has to be grounded, so it has to be touching metal. I don't know, we'll test that a little bit later, but I'm just gonna take it off for now and leave it here, and we'll do a separate video on how to disarm this puppy later on. It might be very simple as just cutting the wires, but I have a systematic way of doing that, so we'll play with that a little bit later. We'll just set this right here for now. Might even screw it to some metal so it's grounded, but we'll play with that later on and work on getting the rest of this rear off. Alright, so I got most of it off. It looks like there's some screws holding it on from underneath here that I'm going to have to wrestle around with to get at, which doesn't look like a whole lot of fun, actually. More gymnastics. Okay, it looks so like it's tucked in behind there and held on by some rivets here. So let me just cut this out for now so we can get it out of there and then wrestle around with it later on. Check to make sure there's no wires behind there, or at least ones that are really important. So it looks like these side walls are tack welded right into the side. It's hard to tell without getting the windows out, but I think I'll just draw a line right underneath this where the frame is and just cut it. Let me go get this 2x4 to use as a straight edge. Okay, we've got the ceiling all ripped out, got the insulation all ripped out from there, got the walls all ripped out, and so I'd say we're getting close to the end of the deconstruction phase. We still gotta take out the stoplight flashers and clearly gotta cut out some of this floor and patch that, but getting a little closer every day. So that's the end of this video. Like, subscribe, do all those things that you do. Certainly appreciate the support, you following along, and looking forward to seeing the next video. Thanks for watching.